Hey, Chris, how's it going, kid?
It's going all right. Uh, I'm a I'm a gray-haired kid. It's going great, man.
Hey,
So, oh,
no, you go
welcome.
ahead. Go ahead.
All right. I'm Chris, and he's Greg, and this is
Right,
another episode of.
and I'm Greg, and he's Chris,
I think
and
we
this
got
is
that
another episode of Take It Out.
into the music.
Hi, Christopher. What do you have for me this time around?
Okay, you're gonna like this one. Of course, I say that with all of them, don't I? We've got a song called "Videotape." It's by Radiohead,
Okay.
and it came out in 2007 in an album called "In Rainbows." Um, so I think you're gonna love it. So whenever you're ready, man, hit it.
Okay, will do.
Okay, I'm going to enjoy this one, I think, because I love Radiohead. So, this song I'm not familiar with. And here we go.
When I'm at the pearly gates, this will be on my videotape, my videotape. And if a starfleet is just beneath and is reaching up to grab me, this is one for the good days, and I have it all here in red, blue, green, and red, blue, green. And you are my center when I spin away out of control on videotape, on videotape, on videotape, on videotape,
So, I just want to stop it here. So, it's interesting. At the beginning of the song, he started off with, "When I'm at the pearly gates, this will be on my videotape, my videotape." And this is one for the good days, and I have it all here in red, blue, green, red, blue, green. You are my center when I spin away, out of control on videotape, and repeats on videotape several times. Interesting, not really sure what the song's about. Um, I love Tom York's voice, so unique. And I'm sorry. With Radiohead songs, you get lost in the music. Um, they have they have that knack of just creating these songs that are so, and they're kind of like wide ranging. They can play rock, they can play this sort of computerized technical stuff. That's kind of interesting. And then a lot of the songs too are just there's a lot of space. In many of their songs. It just allows for Tom York's sort of dreamy voice to just kind of float, and it just brings you in. Just brings you in. You just get lost. I mean, um, I find myself really quickly with the song, just getting lost in the song.
This is my way out saying goodbye. 'Cause I can't do it face to face. I'm talking to you before. No matter what happens now, you shouldn't be afraid. 'Cause I know today has been the most perfect day I've ever seen.
Yeah, that was really nice. That was beautiful. It's gorgeous. Um, Looking at the lyrics, I mean, I could be way off here. Um, but again, when he starts off with, "When I'm at the pearly gates, this will be on my videotape," and then he goes through here, and then he gets into the last verse where he says, "This is my way of saying goodbye, because I can't do it face to face. I'm talking to you after it's too late. No matter what happens now, you shouldn't be afraid, because I know today has been the most perfect day I've ever seen." I mean, I could be way off here, but I'm wondering if this is a suicide. Someone who's taking his own life, and basically saying goodbye to the person he loves, to the people he loves, on videotape, where he says, "I'm talking to you after it's too late." Well, Chris chose the song for me, so he may know a little bit more about the song and what it means. But again, beautiful song. I love Radiohead. I'm surprised I actually didn't know this song. Okay, cool. Let's get to Chris.
All right, Chris. So I'm back from reacting to the song, and so one thing I'm going to actually say, and I really like the song. I mean, I love
Cool.
Radiohead.
I thought you
So
would. I knew you would.
I'll just put that out there. I
Yeah.
love Radiohead.
Me too.
It's interesting that I really didn't know this song. When you said, "Hey, do you know this?" I'm like, "No."
Yeah.
And when I started listening to it, sometimes no, I never heard it because I'm not really good with song titles. And then I'm like,
Right.
I heard this. Truly, I never heard that song before, and it's interesting. I thought I had read where this was originally recorded for OK Computer, and then it came out
That
later.
far back?
I thought so.
I saw something about it that said something else. So here we go again, though. Like, depending on what source you go to,
Yeah, I'm probably
it's hard
messing
to
it up.
tell. But
It,
I first heard it on In Rainbows, so that's why I know.
when did
It
that come
wasn't
out? When did that?
2007.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Now, what I was reading was they had a version in 2005 that they would play live, but it was really there was a hell of a lot more to it, more instruments and so on. And what
Okay.
happened was later on they stripped it down.
You know,
So, but let me go ahead.
yeah, just and then yeah, just okay because it's interesting because like it it had that okay computer vibe, knowing the songs from that album, and then like towards the end, it was a little bit as I started kind of sort of picking up a little bit in pace. Um,
Yeah. Yeah.
uh, it definitely reminded me of some of the production of those songs in that album.
Right.
But go ahead.
Well, one of the this was one of the songs when I knew some Radiohead songs, but from way back, like OK Computer, which was in the 90s, and
Yeah.
of course I knew Creep. And this one, hadn't really listened to any of their stuff since OK Computer. And then when I listened to this back, I think I discovered like 2010 or something like that. And this, along with one other song on that same album, on In Rainbows,
Yeah.
really drew me in. I was like, wow. So this was one of my songs, one of the songs that really made me want to discover more of what they've done.
Do you remember
And
what drew you in? Did
okay,
something stick out?
for this particular song or for a Radiohead overall?
This song.
Okay. Um, and this is something Radiohead's really good at doing these days. They create a mood.
Yeah.
And they kind of suck you in slowly. A lot of stuff's like a very slow build up, and it's like kind of where's it going? And then it does go somewhere. Sometimes it might not. You just stay with that groove that they got. But the words
Yeah.
really were. I was impressed by the words. Of course, I always go more for the music, but one of the things that I had noticed when I think you probably noticed this. It starts off with very basic, just the piano, and then slowly adds some things. It never
Mhm.
adds too much, but the percussion in the beginning, okay, it's just just keeping time basically, and then it slowly, very gradually, gets more complex till they're doing a drum roll before hitting the beat,
Yeah.
and after that they're doubling the drum roll, and it just gets more and more intense. It's very gradual. And I think when I didn't even notice that the first couple of times I heard it. So that's why I'm asking if you did. Um, but then I remember maybe the second or third time I heard it, I thought, wait a second, we started out with the percussion being very basic. How do we get to this, by the end, how do we get to this much more complex drumming? And that really got me because it was so gradual. I didn't even notice it. I just knew I ended up with that at the end of the song.
Well, at one
And
point of the
that I
song,
really was impressed by.
yeah, there was one point I think to what you were saying, to what you're talking about. There was some sort of noise, something like this sort of knocking, and I wasn't sure what that was. And I think in a reaction, if I remember correctly, I think I
Mhm.
actually tapped my ear, like to indicate to the audience, like there's
Uh-huh.
something going on here. And what is that?
Yeah.
And then right after that, then all of a sudden, like some drum and percussion started coming in,
Yeah.
and I was like, whoa, and so I was wondering. Now I'm thinking, I'm wondering if that sound was percussion,
Well,
and
yeah.
I just didn't know because there was something really weird going on. And then what followed was very sort of very intricate, kind of
Yeah. Yeah. If you
involved,
just
complex,
if you
and it
listen
was
to it
yeah,
again, if you listen to it again with just concentrate on the percussion,
yeah.
it's really cool. They got a lot of stuff going on. So you probably heard part
Well,
of that.
he's great. Yeah, I forget his name, but he's
Tom York
yeah
or the drummer?
on on the drumming.
Oh, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know the name.
Yeah, yeah,
But whole thing was good. I'm glad you liked it. Now the words, were you following the lyrics when
yeah. I
you were
actually
playing it?
had the lyrics up, and so
No, it's a lot to pay attention to it at
yeah.
once.
So like, what struck me in the beginning, when I'm at the pearly gates, this will be on my videotape, and then we go throughout, and then it was after the song was done, and before I actually get to that, I just want to say that I think said you described like how the song was building up and kind of sucks you in,
Yeah,
and that's interesting you said that because when I was reacting, I actually said like, like you can get lost in their songs.
yeah,
You just get lost.
right.
They're just some of it gets dreamy and spacey, and it's
Mhm.
just, and you just feel like you get kind of, all of a sudden you're like up there, and you get lost. And that's
Yeah,
typical of Radiohead songs.
yeah. It's kind of
Um,
hard to listen to as background music because it does suck you in.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So that said, so then when the song was over and I was really going over the lyrics,
Mhm.
and what struck me was that last verse. Remember what he said in the
Um,
beginning, and I could be wrong with
About the
this.
most perfect day.
Well, he said, "This is my way of saying goodbye because I
Yeah,
can't do it face to face. I'm talking to you after it's too late. No matter what happens now, you shouldn't be afraid because I know today has been the most perfect day I've ever seen."
right.
And going a few lines back, where he said, because I can't do it face to face. I'm talking to you after it's too late, and remembering how he opened up with the song, saying, "When I'm at the pearly gates, this will be on my videotape." So, am I wrong here to think that maybe this is a song about suicide and
It's
about someone who's taken his life and is
it
actually
just
saying goodbye on videotape to his loved one?
from what I from what I've read about it, it's just somebody who's dying. It's not
Okay,
it doesn't look like there's no indication to me that it's that it's suicide. But there's
okay,
one thing I want to say is I just one of the things that really caught me with the words when I first heard this was the line about he's at the pearly gates and Mephistopheles is just beneath and is reaching up to grab him. So I love that image that you're just about in heaven, but there's Satan pulling you, trying to pull you down.
mm,
Still, um, I just love that,
yeah.
that imagery, and so from what I read about it, it's about somebody who's going to die, and it's like there's been some movies done about someone puts their goodbye wishes and their signing
Mhm.
off thing on it. They tape it for the family to see once they go, and it looks like with this, like he can't tell them face to
Oh,
face,
okay.
but hey, I'm leaving. I'm capturing this perfect day
Yeah,
on videotape, and this is my saying goodbye.
yeah.
So this is pretty heavy stuff. Um, and of course the music's very somber, so it kind of goes with that. But it's beautiful music too, I think. So
What do
it
you think?
kind of captures what it's about,
Yeah.
in the music that that just there's some beauty to it, even though it's a sad thing. It's a beautiful,
Well,
sad song to me.
that's the thing. Life, uh, you're born, you die. Death could. I don't know. I guess when you look at, death, if you believe that you're moving on to, you know, um, next chapter, you're moving in. Is it heaven? You know, um, is there a place after, Earth? So that could be like beautiful. Like, I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready to leave this body. That's another thing too. Life, there's living, and then there's if your body is ready to kind of call quits, you know, um, and then you're ready to go. And that said, I was wondering what do you think he means by, and I have it all here in red, blue, green.
Oh, because that's the code. That's how compute. That's the color values for to make any kind of color in video.
Okay,
The RBG value, because those are the three colors. But
just
which
as
I
simple
don't
as
get
that.
really.
Yeah.
I don't really get because that's only that's like when you're looking at a screen that's projected to you, but this is videotape, so I don't know. But I'll forgive them on this one because they got a great song out of it. Technically, they're wrong. It's okay. I'm gonna be easy on the boys on Radiohead.
There's I think there's gonna be some more Radiohead that you and I are gonna be reacting to down the
I'm
road.
sure. Yeah.
But you know, if you can think back to Creep when that song came out,
Yeah.
I think around the same time that Stone Temple Pilots was coming out,
Yeah.
and Pearl Jam, I think, you
Yeah.
know, and I thought, oh, just another one of those bands, you know,
Yeah, they seemed almost like they could be a one-hit wonder. I love the song
and
"Creep,"
they,
but
yeah,
what they came out after, beyond then, was I would never guess they went in that direction.
they took
As
such a
good as
left
Creep
turn
is.
for me, and thankfully, yeah, because I mean, Creep I like, it's okay, but what followed after that, you know, from this band,
Yeah,
really
yeah,
interesting, you
and
know, and
it's kind of hit or miss with them sometimes, in my view. Um, but that's because they're experimental. And if they weren't experimental, we wouldn't have the songs that are good that they do. So,
right,
but I love the variations in between their songs.
yeah,
It's kind of like it's them, but it's still different, between their songs. So I think that's pretty cool.
and
You kind of don't know what you're gonna get, you
and
know.
is it Tom or Thom you are? It's
I think it's Tom. I
yeah,
just
Tom, and
shorten
I
Thomas or
think on the
something.
reaction, I think I said York, but his voice is just it's beautiful.
Yeah,
It you know he can go like from like the bottom depths to like go heaven high and just
yeah,
beautiful. Yeah. So
yeah. I'm glad you liked it.
yeah,
I thought you
absolutely.
would, though. I knew
Yeah,
you would.
I mean, you know, I'm kind of biased towards Radiohead.
That's
Um,
what.
you
That's
know,
okay.
you're gonna have
We're
to
gonna come
give
over
me a
without bias.
song that they recorded on the most shittiest day for me to potentially, let's say,
I can
you know,
find some ones that you might not like.
okay, fine, yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah.
I
Prove
won't make
Greg
that my
wrong.
goal. I won't do that to you. But
I,
yeah, good man. I'm glad you liked it.
okay, all
Sounds
right,
like one you're gonna listen to again.
yeah, yeah.
Awesome.
We're gonna have to get some songs over to you, so you have to start recording, you know, reacting to some songs. So everyone, get ready for those. Chris is gonna
Yeah,
be
I'll try
reacting.
not to overreact to the
Yeah,
songs.
let's try not to do that.
We'll do some
Okay.
overreaction videos. All right, buddy.
So so that said, everybody hit the like button, subscribe, and thanks for tuning in. And we'll see
Do
you
what
next
Greg
time.
said.
Yeah,
All right,
what he
buddy.
said. Take care.
All right, signing off.